Welcome to Silk Road Channel. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among lush green hills, there lived a man named An Tam. He lived a simple life, worked hard in the fields, and treated everyone with kindness. However, in his heart, he always had a question. What is the true meaning of life? One day, while working in the fields, An Tam saw a skinny beggar with tattered clothes. He invited the man into his house, shared a meal, and gave him a warm coat. The beggar looked at An Tam with shining eyes and said, "Thank you for your kindness. I will tell you a story that will change your life." An Tam listened curiously. The beggar said, "Once upon a time, God came to earth, not in the form of a king, but as a common man, to understand the pain and happiness of people. He went through the villages, helping the poor, healing the sick, and spreading love. One day, God met a poor man, shunned by everyone because of his illness. The man asked God, 'Sir, why do you help a lowly person like me?' God smiled and replied, 'I do not look at wealth or status, but at the heart. Life has meaning when you know how to love and share, because only love makes life worth living.'" The man shed tears, realizing that the meaning of life does not lie in material things, but in the way we treat each other. The beggar finished his story, stood up, and prepared to leave. Before leaving, he turned back and said, "Remember the teachings of God, An Tam. With just a loving heart, you have found the meaning of your life." An Tam was shocked, realizing that the beggar disappeared like smoke. He understood that it was a message from God. From that day on, An Tam lived a life filled with compassion, helping people, and spreading joy, because he knew that the meaning of life is love and sharing. The story of An Tam's kindness and awakening spread throughout the village, and everyone tried to live according to the teachings of God, to make the world a better place. In the following years, the village where An Tam lived gradually became famous throughout the region, not only for its peaceful scenery, but also for the kindness of the people here. From children to the elderly, everyone followed An Tam's example, living with love and knowing how to share. One day, a strange thing happened in the village. On the path leading up the hill, people discovered a barren old tree, which had not flowered or borne fruit for a long time, suddenly blooming pure white flowers. The flowers gave off a gentle fragrance, attracting everyone to come and see. An Tam also went up the hill, stood under the tree. He clasped his hands and bowed his head, as if feeling a sacred presence. That night, he dreamed that God appeared in his dream with a brilliant halo. He said to An Tam, "You have done very well, An Tam. Thanks to your kindness and perseverance, this village has become a place filled with the light of love. The blooming of the ancient tree is a small miracle that I have given you, as a sign that I am always with you." And Tam knelt down in his dream, thanking God for his guidance. When he woke up, the morning sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating the small house. He felt his heart filled with joy, as if each new day was a precious gift from God. From that day on, the village continued to develop. People from neighboring areas came to learn about the village's way of life and solidarity. The fields became greener, the crops were bountiful, and no one was poor anymore. They called their village the Village of Light, where every heart found peace and meaning in life. As for An Tam, he lived until the end of his life in the love of everyone. Before closing his eyes, he said, "I am not rich nor powerful, but I am happy because I have lived according to God's teachings. My children, please continue to spread love and compassion so that this light will never go out." And then, the flame of love that An Tam ignited never died. God's teachings, through his life, continued to be told through many generations, like a light guiding humanity on the journey to find the meaning of life. After An Tam passed away, the village of An Tam held a grand memorial service. People from all over came to pay their respects to him. They told stories about An Tam's kindness, about how he changed their lives. These stories were not only beautiful memories but also valuable lessons passed down from generation to generation. One day, while cleaning An Tam's old house, the villagers discovered a small notebook carefully hidden in a wooden drawer. Inside the notebook, An Tam wrote down his thoughts and feelings after meeting the beggar, whom he believed was the incarnation of God. One page in the notebook read, "Love is not something big, but small actions done with a sincere heart. Just a smile, a hug, or a word of encouragement We can create miracles in the lives of others. These words brought tears to everyone's eyes. They decided to copy the notebook and spread it everywhere. An Tam's notebook became a symbol of the simplicity but depth of love and compassion. The spread of the village of light became more and more known. Travelers came here with curiosity, but when they left, they took inspiration with them. Many returned to their hometowns, applying the lessons from the village of light to turn their living place into a better community. One day, a group of merchants stopped by the village. In the group was a rich man who often suffered from emptiness. Hearing the story of An Tam, he went to the ancient tree on the hill, which was considered a symbol of compassion. He knelt down and prayed silently. "God, please show me how to find peace in my soul." Just then, a gentle wind blew and white petals fell into his hands. In the palm of his hand, he found a small piece of paper under the petals, with the words, "Live to give and you will receive more than you think." The rich man returned, deciding to use his wealth to help those in need. He built schools, hospitals, and supported the poor. His life from then on was filled with joy and meaning. The Lord's teachings continue to live on. Many years later, the Village of Light is not just a place but has become a symbol. People refer to it as a testament to the power of love and compassion. Children everywhere are taught about An Tam's story, about God's teachings, and how they can change the world with small but meaningful actions. Although An Tam has left this world, the light he left behind continues to spread, like a flame that never goes out, shining everywhere people need love, sympathy, and compassion.